Dear investor, today is a good opportunity for JWD INFOLOGISTICS to meet with you guys and update you about the progress of our development and performance. We have just released our quarter 3 performance lately in early November, and today we have a chance to come to see you and update you about our performance and project update. So let me go through the slides with you, and if you have any question, please feel free to send us the online question. So overview of the company. JWD INFOLOGISTICS is an inland logistics service provider in Thailand and in the ASEAN region. Right now we have footprint in many countries including Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, Indonesia and Taiwan. So totally including Thailand, we have now footprint of 6 countries, and we are now still looking forward to the expanding to other countries in ASEAN like Vietnam, Singapore and Malaysia as well. So right now, the service category that we are providing to our customer can be divided into 6 types. The most important one that contribute around 60% of our revenue is warehouse and yard management, which right now we divided it further into 4 main product categories. The first one is a general and free zone warehouse, where we have the free zone mainly stays in Lam Chabang port, which is a main deep sea port of Thailand. We are also offering the largest free zone service in Lam Chabang, which is one of our successful products for quite a long time. The second type of product that we have in warehousing is the chemical and dangerous goods, where we have the concessionaire from the Port Authority of Thailand. We are having the concessionaire for 30 years, and we have been operating for them for 16 years now. So we have still 14 more years as a sole operator of the dangerous good terminal in Lam Chabang. Mean that any dangerous good that come through Lam Chabang port must be going through JWD, and that is accounting for around 70% of total national volume in Thailand. The third type of logistic warehouse that we are providing to customer is the automotive logistics, where we have many key customers like Nissan Motors, Isuzu Motors, Tata Motors, Mitsubishi, General Motors, and some European brands like BMW, Mercedes, as well as Audi as our customers. We are also trying to expand our footprint to other countries. Right now we are trying to propose our service to Nissan in Indonesia, but we still need to take some time before we can establish a well solid service profile with them. So that is our plan. The fourth type of warehousing that we are providing to customer is the food and cold chain service. We have the cold storage with a total capacity around 100,000 tons in Thailand in 3 locations. The biggest ones being in the Mahachai area, which is the main fishery area of Thailand. The second one in Suwintawong, which is actually in Chak Cheong Sao province, which is a part of the EEC plan. And the third one is in Bang Na, which is close by to Suvarnabhumi airport, which is being served by many customers who require a cross-docking service. So those are 4 types of warehousing that we are providing service to customer and contribute in total of around 60% of our revenue. Apart from the warehousing service, we also have the transportation and distribution service as a second category, where we have around 16% of revenue contributed from this kind of service category. We have our fleet that support all 4 types of the cargoes that stay in our warehouse, namely the general cargoes, the fleet for the chemicals and dangerous goods. We have the fleet for carrying the automotive and the finished car like the car carriers. We also have reefer truck or refrigerated truck that used to transport the temperature control products. So those fleets are in JWD, and we also have some outsourced to our supplier in order to minimize the risk of investment in the transportation. We also have another service called relocation, which is actually the very first service that JWD did around 39 years ago. The relocation is mainly for the move people in and out of Thailand, and we also offering domestic movement service to move people, to move a household, to move the office, and also moving the machinery. So that contribute in total around 10% of our revenue now. JWD this year have also invested in a new service category, and for our customer, Right now we are evolving them into more digitalized service like scanning, and also we are providing lately the data safe on cloud product where we store all the document as an electronic file on the cloud, and people can access their document through the mobile application. That contribute around 3.5% of our revenue now. And we also have some other supporting business which contribute less than 1%. That is, for example, the landlord company and IT solution company that we have in our group. Those are the total service provider JWD have today. Let me brief you about the highlight that we have. In year 2018, I think it is we can say it is quite a good year for JWD in terms of our performance growth. We have been growing our revenue continuously since Q1, Q2, and Q3. We have revenue growth quite significant amount. Especially in Q3, we have the year-on-year growth in terms of revenue of 32%. We have around 848 million baht of revenue in Q3, and we are still expecting no less than that amount in Q4. So we have just adjust our target revenue for year 2018 to be at 3 billion baht, which is the new high in terms of revenue records of JWD since our starting of operation 39 years ago. So there are parts of performance improvement come from many services that we have, especially what we show on this screen. Okay, let me give you some illustration of the key development that help us grow revenue significantly during the past quarters. The first one being the dangerous goods, which has received quite considerable growth in terms of throughput of the container through our yards. We also have the revenue growth of DG or dangerous goods terminal in Q3 around 11.8%, which is quite significant in terms of our projection. In terms of cold storage, we also have a continuously growing demand of customer. Our occupancy rate at the end of Q3 is around 85%, which is quite high. And that is a very healthy amount that give us quite a high profitable from the cold storage business. Okay, right now as shown on this screen, we have cold storage in 3 locations. One is the Mahachai location, another one in Chacheongsaw, Suwinthabong, and the next one in Bang Na. Okay, we also expand cold storage into other countries. Right now we have cold storage in Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, as well as in Indonesia. So we are still looking forward to expand our cold storage continuously. Since last year, we have expand cold storage in Suwinthabong. Last year, we start operation of a new cold storage warehouse in Suwinthabong with the area of 2,800 square meters. This year in June, we start a new operation of cold storage in Bang Na with the area of 6,000 square meters. And right now, we are building a new cold storage facility in Mahachai, which we call building number 8. This one will be a quite specialized warehouse where we will deploy an ASRS system, which is a robotic system that help us to do a pick pack with higher accuracy and speed, which will help serve the newer demand of customers who need more and more cross-docking activity, where they want the inventory to come and go more quickly than the conventional cold storage type. This cold storage in building number 8 is supposed to be finished by mid next year. So we are expecting to start operation of this new warehouse, which will be a new showcase for JWD in Q3 next year. One good news about JWD this year is that we have been awarded with a new job from the Port Authority of Thailand. We are now the single operator to do the rail yard management for the 3 rail lines that came into Lam Chabang port. Through the one line is the line from Mataput, okay, and the next one is from the eastern line, and the third one the southern line. In total, these 3 rail lines has bring the throughput into the Lam Chabang on a monthly basis around 10,000 TEU, which is expected volume throughput that we expect to have in year 2019. If you take a look at the graph on the bottom right hand of this slide, you see that we're starting doing this job since February, and since then the volume of the container throughput has been increasing quite significantly, and we are expecting this volume to reach its maximum around 10,000 to 11,000 till in year 2019. This has bring us a quite significant growth in terms of transportation business, which you will see later in the financial part. Another key highlight that we have been emphasized a lot during this year with our customer and our investor is our expansion into the food service industry. We are touching into the food service because it has a lot of synergy with cold storage expansion of JWD that we have been doing for the past 2 or 3 years. Food service company is a company who maybe actually they doesn't own any asset, but they are do trading and providing solution to the QSR customer like the McDonald's, KFC, and Moss Burger, for example. They are providing solution by sourcing the material and outsource the manufacturing power to someone to build a finished product for them, and then they send those finished products to the end customers. For example, if McDonald's want to release a new apple pie during this winter season, this company, they will source the material like the dough, the jam, and the apple and everything to manufacture and then provide a full package before sending to the shop. So at the shop, the staff will simply need to bake in and sell it. So McDonald's doesn't need to do anything, but the food service company will provide a solution and provide a sourcing service to them. The key service for food service company is that they're gonna need to have a very good logistic, and also they need a very good economy of scale. So if they can provide the same apple pie solution to McDonald's in many countries, not just in Taiwan, but also in Thailand, in Vietnam, Cambodia, Myanmar, Laos, Singapore, Malaysia, they can import the material in a big bulk and save their logistic costs, and also they can utilize JWD in Thailand as a hub before distributing those products into each country, because JWD is the single operator in Thailand now who have what we call a free zone cold storage, meaning that if they import a big chunk of the material from Europe or Japan into Thailand into our free zone cold storage, they don't need to pay any tax. If they want to do processing and re-export those products, they don't need to pay any tax in this process. So that is one synergy that we have found with our food service customer, and that has led us to the acquisition of the food service company in Taiwan, which is called CSLF. CSLF has contributed to us quite significant amount of revenue because we consolidate them as we have 60% of share in this company. In Q2, we start consolidating from this company since May. So in Q2, we consolidate only 2 months, and that is accounting around 71.6 million baht of revenue addition to our organic business. In Q3, we consolidate 3 months, and we receive 137 million baht of revenue from them. So that has been one of the main reasons of the significant growth in terms of revenue of JWD. Apart from Taiwan, we also have a bigger plan for the food service, as we are starting a new subsidiary called Global Food Service Network, which is a vehicle of JWD to penetrate into this industry. After GFS has acquired share of CSLF in Taiwan, right now they have started a new business in Thailand regarding the box transport for temperature control product. We also now have a plan with our partner, in China and Philippines, where we are now negotiating regarding the term in the JV agreement, but we are supposed to be able to complete this kind of a negotiation very soon, and hopefully we will have footprint in these 2 countries, which is the China and Philippines, maybe by the end of this year or early next year. And within next year, we also have a plan in Vietnam and Singapore, where we have already talked with our partners there. So in Vietnam and Singapore, if everything went smoothly, we may be able to start some operation in these 2 countries within year 2019 as well. So in total, we are expecting that by the end of next year, we should have at least 6 countries of operation for the food service uh, business unit. Okay. One new thing that we have also started this year is self-storage business, where we have joint venture with a Singaporean company called JWD Storage. We have started this operation since June this year. So we now have full operation in 2 branches. One is in Krungthep Grita, which is our head office location. And another one is at Siam location, which is close by to Mabun Krong and Chulalongkorn University in that area. We now have a plan to expand in several new locations during year 2019, which we are proposing our package to some asset owner who are interested in joining into JWD Storage network by using their asset, and we will helping them to do some kind of self-storage management service similar to what the hotel management do. So we will collect management fee from these people, and they will use their asset as a self-storage facility, and we share the business together. So this is a plan that we are trying to do next year, and that will help JWD to expand self-storage business quickly comparing to other competitors in Thailand that are doing quite conventional business at the moment. That will help the self-storage, which is somehow a retail business, to the market more faster, and our marketing campaign will be more efficient comparing to our competitors. Another key highlight that we have been doing during Q3 is the development in Cambodia. During Q3, we have acquired share in Phnom Penh Special Economic Zone, which actually a listed company in Cambodian Stocks Exchange with a ticker PPSP. Okay, PPSP actually they went IPO around 2 years ago. At that time, JWD also participated in that IPO, but at that time we only got around less than 5% of stake in the company. Right now we have a chance to participate in more stake, and right now we buy more share, more increased capital share from PPSP, and have around 14.6% stake in this company. So this company is actually not logistics company, but they are industrial estate. But they are generating a healthy amount of profit. And JWD, after acquiring this 14.6% stake of share, we have a chance to get 1 board seat and 2 excom seat in the company. So we can prove our influence in terms of management of this company. And our auditor has agreed that we can use the equity method to recognize the portion of profit from this company starting from Q3 onward. So we have already started recognizing profitability from this company since Q3, and in every quarter after this, we will recognize all the profit, the proportion of profitability from PPSP continuously. And in this same deal, we also negotiate with PPSP, which is the major shareholder of the company called Bokseng PPSEZ Dry Port, which is actually a logistics center that resides inside the industrial estate in Phnom Penh in this PPSP. So we negotiate with them that, hey, we're gonna need to also acquire the share of this company together with the increasing capital that we injected into your company. So after negotiation, we successfully acquired 40% of stake in this Bokseng Dry Port company, and we are now have to transfer the management to JWD totally, and right now we are taking control of this asset and trying to utilize them to further grow our business in Cambodia apart from our existing cold storage, dry storage, and truck fleet that we already have in Cambodia. So this is one promising project that we are looking to turn around Bokseng, and hopefully within around mid next year we should be able to start seeing some profit coming back from this Bokseng business. Those are the things that we have been doing during the past quarters. But actually we also have quite a significant improvement in terms of new venture. In November, we have a chance to successfully close a good deals with 2 of our partners. The first one being the joint venture with Boxing. Actually, the same Boxing as the name in Cambodia, but this Boxing is actually the head office logistic business in Singapore, where Boxing in Singapore has been doing business regarding the project cargoes, which is shown on this page. Okay, they've been doing the project cargoes in Singapore for more than 30 years, and they are one of the top player in terms of project cargoes in Malaysia and Singapore. What is project cargo? Project cargo is a logistic business where they specialize in doing the movement of the heavy equipment or specialized movement of some big structure like the SkyTrain project or the power plant facilities, or sometimes they help move the structure for the refinery building, something like that. So the project cargo is something that is quite specialized, and JWD has always been looking forward to do this business in Thailand, because in Thailand and in our neighbor countries there will be a lot of opportunities for project cargo, since the emerging market are now building a lot of infrastructure, the road, the refinery, the power plant, and all those big structures that are now under government project. Also the EEC plan in Rayong, Chachoengsao, and Chonburi will need a lot of project cargo. So we foresee this market needs, and we are joining with Boxing to develop this business together in Thailand. So the operation of this JWD Boxing joint venture will start in February next year, and we have planned to next year trying to penetrate market in Thailand, and later on to penetrate to other emerging markets, which is our neighbor country in Myanmar, Laos, and Cambodia. We also have another big joint venture with CJ Logistics, which is one of our milestone that we feel that it is the next big move for JWD into our 48 years anniversary next year. So the joining with CJ has been negotiating, and we have been talking with them for quite a long time. Actually, we have been talking with them for like 2-3 years already regarding the possible cooperation with CJ. But successfully, we have been reaching a conclusion with them by starting a joint venture called CJ JWD Logistics. So the question is, what benefit will JWD have with this joint venture? CJ is a very big player in terms of logistics in global scale. Right now, they can be ranked by the end of 2018. We expect CJ to be ranked as number 10 in terms of revenue for the logistics in a global scale. CJ has been very keen on the B2C and C2C logistics, especially in Korea. And they're also doing some cold storage in B2B to support their CJ food business unit. So they have been doing a lot of logistic activity in Korea and other countries in the region, but in Thailand they haven't been able to penetrate the market. So they have been trying to get in here for about 2-3 years, but they are mainly building the B2C fleet and the capability in terms of serving the e-commerce customers. They always want to have a B2B capability in Thailand, so that's why they have come to JWD to join hand with them, so that we can share the resource together, because JWD has quite an established footprint in Thailand, where we have more than 1 million square meters of service area in terms of B2B business. On the other hand, right now, CJ has a trucking fleet of more than 900 trucks in Thailand, and also with a retail hub for e-commerce. And right now they are building a new sorting facility in Bang Na, which is expected to be complete by May next year, and that will help will have the capability of sorting around up to 300,000 pieces per day. That will help CJ to penetrate into the e-commerce and fulfillment logistics for retail customers. CJ doesn't want to invest too much into B2B, so they want to use JWD facility. On the other hand, JWD wants to also penetrate into the B2C market, so we can use CJ. So we are by doing this together, we are sharing resource, and also apart from sharing the resource, we also very much confident that by joining with CJ, they will bring us a lot of the MNC key accounts that we have in other countries into using our warehousing facility in Thailand. So we will increase our asset utilization along the way. Another thing that we believe that CJ will bring to us is to share the knowledge and technology transfer, because they have a big research center in Korea, which have many advanced technology in terms of logistics that can help B2B business of JWD to be offering a better service to customer, and also CJ will benefit from that. We also talk with them about aligning the future investment and the new market entry, because we want to grow in ASEAN. We have always been trying to penetrate every country in ASEAN, but right now we only have mainly in Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, Indonesia, and Thailand. We haven't been able to penetrate Vietnam, Singapore, and Malaysia yet, but luckily because CJ has already have a big footprint in Vietnam, Malaysia, and Singapore, as well as a big footprint in Myanmar. So we can use their network into providing an end-to-end service solution and complete ASEAN network to serve our customer more completely without using much of the investment, because CJ already have the facilities there. Okay. Apart from that, CJ also expect to come back and use JWD in Cambodia, because they haven't been invest in Cambodia yet. So by joining together, we believe that we can align the market entry plans for ASEAN more efficiently. CJ also quite a big company, so they have a lot of cash, and they have been doing a lot of acquisition in the region. They also have providing a lot of budget into future acquisition. So in the future, JWD, if we have a plan to do some acquisition or some big investment, right now we are joining hand with CJ. So they are a big supporter for us in case of if we need some kind of financial support. So we have some players that are willing to go with us into those kind of big investments. So that will help drive the sustainable growth for JWD without taking too much risk in terms of financials. So those are about CJ Logistics, and we are looking very positively to this joint venture, and this joint venture will start operation in January next year. So year 2019 will be a year of many new start, with many new era and many new strategy that JWD will execute in terms of new joint venture with Boxing in terms of project cargo, and also with CJ in terms of the expansion in the region, as well as the penetration into the e-commerce market. Let's look a bit at the financial performance. As I mentioned earlier, this year has been quite a good year for us, especially in Q3. We have grown our revenue quite significantly. If you look at Q3 year 18, we have the revenue of 848.6 million baht. If we consider year on year, it has 32.2% growth, which is quite significant. We also start to growing back the gross profit margin. Since our acquisition of the food service early this year, it has been bringing down our average gross profit margin, because the food service business itself normally has quite low gross profit margin. But right now we are starting to helping them to invest in some equipment. Also we have been helping them in terms of finance costs, and helping them to give them financial support to reduce their costs in terms of operation. So the gross profit margin and profitability of the food business start to climbing up. That's why in Q3 you start to see the gross profit margin of the group start to gaining momentum back again. And we are expecting that to grow further in Q4 and continuously next year as well. In terms of each business unit, okay, we are seeing quite a healthy growth in many business. Even if with the general goods warehouse, which in Thailand I would say general goods warehouse is in a situation that it is a bit oversupply, and many operator or warehouse service provider are suffering from the red ocean of the price war. JWD also have been in this situation. So if you look at the graph, you see that during the past year, the GP and the revenue of this business seems to be dropping. But Right now, everything is improving because we are converting many of our warehouse into a more profitable products. We have been converting one warehouse into a cold storage. We have converting another one general warehouse into a chemical storage warehouse. And we also converting some of our free zone warehouse into an LCL consolidation facilities in Lam Chabang, which we starting to get more usage from a big customer like Siva and Yusen Logistics. So right now you see that the GP of this business started climbing up, and we are expecting that in Q4 and following next year, the GP and the revenue and profitability of this business will start to improving. So previously, we need to admit that this business has been dragging our overall performance. So right now, if they recover from this kind of situation, in total, we will see a healthy growth in terms of profitability of the overall group as well. Apart from this, other businesses are quite well performed. In this page, on the bottom of the page is dangerous goods terminal. You see that we have a very healthy growth in terms of revenue. In Q3, we have 11.8% year-on-year growth, and also the GP has been staying at a healthy level around 40%. The automotive logistics, the revenue is still maintained its high level, and the GP has been staying around 35%, which is quite good for us. We are now having a new contract with Isuzu Motors. We just closed a new contract with them, so that we have another 4 years of service for Isuzu. That has been one good news that we have during past weeks. We are also having a new contract from Mitsubishi Motors, such that they will assign us to move more of their finished car, maybe double the volume around January next year. That is another good news that will drive the growth of automotive next year. Apart from that, right now we are bidding for the new job, additional job from BMW, which if we successful, we will also double or triple the volume that BMW use as of today. So there are quite many project and growth in terms of automotive. So we don't have any kind of worry with this business. They have been quite a cash cow and profitably high profitable business for us, and still continue to do so next year as our projection has been shown. We also have on this page the cold storage business. The cold storage itself have growing continuously. The occupancy rate has been very high. The year-on-year growth has been 33%, which is very high also. The profitability is high, 43%. So everything is good, and we are expanding cold storage into next year. We still expect additional revenue to come, and also the profitability will grow in terms of cold storage. Transportation, the revenue always grow, especially this year after we got the new rail management job from the Port Authority of Thailand. The revenue even grow further, and right now in Q3 we have around 16% of GP, which is a good level. Relocation and record info management is a very early business of JWD, still operation until today. They are good and well performed. They can give us a healthy amount of dividend and cash, but they did not contribute that much in terms of top line contribution. So it has not been much focus from the investor into these two companies, but actually they are quite good and they are performing well as well this year. In summary, I think for the net profit, JWD has been doing quite better and better. In Q3, we have achieved 70.1 million baht of net profit, which has been a significant increase in terms of if we compare year on year or Q on Q, you see a significant growth in terms of net profit. But we still foresee further growth in terms of net profit after we have acquired many business, and we are trying to now leaning their operation and all their expense and cost in terms of finance, and also help them invest in more equipment so that they don't need to outsource all the job to the supplier. So we're expecting that in the long run we should be able to reach the net profit margin of around 14 to 15% as we have achieved earlier in year 2015. But next year maybe we can expect something around double digit, maybe 10-11%, and gradually increase into our target in 3 years time. That is our plan. In terms of financial position, we are in a quite good position right now. The debt to equity ratio is 1.1 times. The interest bearing debt to equity is only 0.7 times. We also have the mandate from our shareholders to be able to issue additional bond of at least 1.8 billion baht more. We also have a lot of assets that we still can be use them to sell them into the REIT. If the case that we need additional funding, we also have CJ Logistics to back us in terms of heavy investment. So in terms of financial, I think we are quite strong and we are able to handle our financial quite efficiently. So I think in the next year onward, we still have quite a stable plan in terms of growth, and we don't need to take too much risk in terms of financial as well. One good news about JWD is that in this year we have received the award included into the Thailand Sustainability Investment Index. So that demonstrates to the investor that we have real intention to develop business sustainably, and also everything that we are doing, despite the fact that we are a growth stock, we are still doing everything quite properly, both in terms of financial and in terms of our strategy execution. So those will summarize my presentation to you. Right now we have some online questions that I like to answer. The first one is the investor asks about the dividend policy and any potential to increase the payout. I would say our dividend policy is we will pay dividend no less than 40% of our net profit each year, and that has always been the case since we listed the company 3 years ago. Actually, if you look at the record, you see that actually we have always been paying more than 40% of net profit in terms of dividends. So we have a plan to pay dividend as much as we can provide a stable growth and cash reserve for our future expansion. So apart from that, we are willing to pay the dividend to the investor in a healthy level. There is a question about the capex plan in year 2019. In year 19, actually we plan not to use too much capex anymore because we have already invest in quite many projects in this year. In this year, we have been using our REIT proceeds that we sold 4 warehouses into the REIT in December year 2017, and we used those proceeds into investment into the many projects this year, and we have been able to execute our plan in many countries already. So from year 19 onward, we don't think that we're gonna need to invest that much anymore. So our capex plan should be something around 300 to 400 million baht a year if we don't have any acquisition coming up. But if there is a acquisition coming up, that we still have many kind of financial options, as I mentioned to you earlier. But right now we don't have that kind of solid plan. So I would say to you, we would expect capex around 300 to 400 million baht only. What is your view on Thai government initiative on EEC and how this project will benefit or impact our business and competitors? Okay, EEC definitely is a promising project for us, and I think Thai government is trying hard to push this, and this is somehow also related to the future of Thailand. So we believe they are serious, and we also believe that it is possible. So EEC, some of the project of EEC already started. Maybe it's a bit slower than we expect, or a bit slower than what the government has been announcing, but we still believe strongly that we will keep on pushing this project to success, because we will need this in order to make sure that Thailand will be the hub of the logistics in AEC. So in terms of what it will be benefit to us and our competitors, I would say definitely it will benefit JWD, because our main location of the warehouses is in Lam Chabang Port, and Lam Chabang Port is in Chonburi province, which is directly in EEC development. It is in Lam Chabang. And also we have the second largest location locating in Suwintawong, which is actually in Cha Cheong Sao province, which is also another part of EEC. So if EEC really happens and successful, definitely JWD will be benefit in terms of the logistics service that we can give to more customers. What EEC is doing is that they try to promote more investment of investor to come and invest in this special region. So I would say, looking in terms of our other business in Thailand, there are many tier of benefits that they will get from EEC. The very first people who will benefit from EEC will be the people who do the industrial estate or selling the land. So those people will definitely will have the benefits first, but it is a one-time benefit. Once they sold the land, that's gone. But for us, we will in later stage. Once the investor comes, they invest building factory, having this transaction and all those business activity, they will need logistics. And JWD is there right in the heart of Lam Chabang port and also in Chaeng Sao province. So all the logistic activity that will be increasing, JWD will be having more chance to capture all those demands, and we are believing so that we are very ready to capture that, and that will definitely benefit us. In terms of our competitor, also they will benefit somehow. But as I mentioned, we are the biggest warehousing service provider in Lam Chabang. So if the benefit is in Lam Chabang, we are the one to get that benefit the most comparing to other players. So I think that would summarize our online roadshow today. That's all of the questions that we have at the moment. So I think thank you very much for your attention, and hopefully looking forward to see you guys again. And if you have any question, please feel free to contact our investor relation in JWD. You can also access our website at www.jwdgroup.com. So we have all the information for you on the website, both in Thai and English version. Thank you very much.